Changing with the seasons. Heavy heart that you're leaving us. But thank you for that speech and the announcement. It was very well prepared. I think your strong point was that you met all your objectives in that, how to say it. You had good use of vocabulary, most of all. I could tell that you had spent a little time, even though you stated you wrote it last night. You had spent some time and you have an excellent vocabulary. Your grammar and sentence structures were very strong points. I tried to pick some grammatical thing out that maybe I could help you with, but I really couldn't come up with anything. So grammar is an extremely strong point. Word choices were extraneous. Excellent. Over the top. When you used expressions like queued up, in tow, the coffee pot in tow, they're ways of expressing things that we don't normally use. So excellent use of the vocabulary. Your speaking style is a little like a tiny bowl in a china closet. You charge around, but pull up just before you start to crash, except with the emotion. So one thing, practice, I guess, would help you a little bit on that. It is an emotional topic that any speech today would be an emotional topic. But try to compose yourself a little more before you speak. I've watched you through a few speeches and you've made vast, great improvements, but you still have a little bit of a way to go. I think when you exhibited your puppy wiggle, it released some of that negative tension in yourself and you actually came across a little bit more relaxed after that. So practice with your breathing, practice with your speech, and that probably will help to bring those emotions under control. Your similes and metaphors were a little absent in this speech, but you did have really great use of vocabulary. A lot of good alliterations. I liked the Thanksgiving themed, so if you can put them together, and the book suggests a triad in threes, so work on that a little bit. Overall, you met your objectives. I personally will miss you. I know the club will miss you, and the Swimming Pool Foundation will probably be at a loss without you. So thank you very much.
Our next evaluator will be Alex evaluating Tiffany's speech.
Yay. Just a minute.
If I make you cry, I'll be very impressed.
That was good.
I let it run straight through. Is that bad?
So this particular topic, your body speaks, I think that your speech, life insurance, and the struggles that you went through in life lends itself nicely to being able to express yourself using gestures and body movements and language. It's always difficult whenever anyone gives an emotional speech, as was exhibited by both our speakers this morning. But what's nice about Toastmasters is you can do that and not feel like people are looking at you and judging you and saying, why is she crying? Because we all know. We all know. And your speech that you gave us is really a universal message. Because which one of us in this room has not faced struggles in our lives? Not one of us. We all have. You're lying. Because I heard one of your speeches. So it's a universal message. The fact that it was so emotional made it difficult for you to really express in a body language way what you would like to have done and perhaps should have done. So the flow and transitions were a little disjointed. And that's understandable. It's your fifth speech from the competent communicator, and there's going to be a lot of nervousness there, as well, on top of the emotion, or the emotion led to the nervousness. Well, the one thing that I would suggest to you is, when it comes to body language, you did a lot of this, coming up here, and then you did a lot of this, or you turned your back to people, and so we weren't looking at you at that point. So if I was to boil this down for you, to help you create a flow and have better transitions, you had your Kansas dilemma, you had your job search dilemma, you had your school for your kids dilemma, then you had doors beginning to open for you. Then you started to gain experience and knowledge that landed you in Colorado, and it was your faith that kept you going throughout this journey. And I would conclude the speech by saying, what struggles have you faced? Talking to the audience. How have you overcome your struggles? I overcame mine by keeping my faith.